Hey, welcome back, y'all. Today's lesson, I want to teach you a little bit about hybrid picking. Now, usually when you talk about hybrid picking, it's with a pick like this. But for finger pickers, you don't need the pick and it makes it a million times easier. So what is it? It's basically where you just use two fingers or one finger plus your thumb to pluck simultaneously while going down a scale. It's super easy. It's something like this. So, and it has this really cool sound instead of just playing, right? You have this cool, and it makes things sound so much cooler. So the first one I like to teach everybody is first hit this E chord so you know what it sounds like, okay? Keep that in your ear and then try this one. So this is where this is called the unison slide. We're sliding from the 3rd fret to the 5th fret, 2nd string, but we're plucking both the 2nd and 1st strings. Now you can use your thumb and index finger or thumb and middle finger or even thumb and ring. There's no right and wrong here. Do the one that feels good for you, but practice that. Play an E. Okay. Now let's keep going down the scale. If you go down the scale, what scale? The blues scale. It sounds like this. So now we're including 5th fret, 3rd fret, open, then this blues note, which is the 3rd fret of the 3rd string, 2nd fret, open, 2. That's the whole blues scale. But if you play it by itself, it's cool, but if you play it like this, it sounds just a lot more complicated, even though it's not really that much harder. You're just plucking one extra finger, and the placement of that finger doesn't ever change. Okay, so that's one riff that you should try, is that one and then this one. One of my favorite spots is when it hits that blue note. Now if you were to stop there, really high tension. It's not really a landing spot. It's a place that you place in between cool notes. So if you go, so that's how I pass through it. Here's a couple ways that you can play that blue note. So always sliding down. So it's kind of like sometimes what you would call a grace note, very fast. You can also use it as like an ornament, but with a slide. So like this. Slowly, what we're doing is, so sliding up and right back down very quickly. And then a pull off, and then landing on the root note E. Now that brings up another concept, like where do we land when we're trying to play riffs in an actual blues? Well, a great place to start is to try to land on the root notes. So let's say we're playing over an E chord. The riff here lands on this note E. That's the note E, if you didn't know. And so it sounds like a riff in E in that way. Now check it out. If I land on a different note, maybe it's from that same scale, but this time I'm gonna land on the note A, and you'll see how it sounds like a riff going to A. And see how that, when you land on that note A, and then follow it with a A7 chord, it plugs in perfectly to that 12-bar blues. Now in a 12-bar blues, we know that there's 3 chords. What about that B7 chord in the key of E? Well, we do the same thing, but then we just land on the note B. So here I'm sliding up to that note B there. There's also just an open B that you can land on. Since it's landing on B and it's a kind of a B phrase, you can use the other string, the pop string, meaning the one that we're plucking with our fingers. You can just use the B string instead of the E. So that's So let's put that basic riff into the context of 12-bar blues to give you something to practice. 3, 4.